And welcome to Academy Live, episode 32.
32. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a really quick start here. And today we're going to talk about...
Academy, Profoto Academy, and we're going to talk about softboxes.
Yes.
All kinds of softboxes. And there will also be a gift at the end of this episode. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome. Let's see what we have on sound level. I look okay. David, how do you look?
Well, I will talk about this level of...
Awesome.
Yeah, this looks nice, and I suppose it sounds...
Feels nice.
It feels definitely nice. Hello, Anders.
Hello, David. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again.
In today's episode, we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about softboxes.
Yeah.
Which is always a very interesting topic because there's so many different sizes, different shapes.
Yes, and I think it can be quite confusing. People might think, which one to choose, which one to have, when would I need to have that one instead of that one, and so on.
Exactly.
So I think it's can be kind of confusing.
It is, at least for me.
Yeah, so let's straighten that out. Because
we will straighten that out.
It isn't for me.
Exactly. But hey, you're smarter than I am, so. But I'd like to first talk a little bit about Profoto Academy.
Yes.
It is a really a fantastic tool, I would say, for a photographer. Because I would say, and I think you also say that if you really want to understand photography, and you really need to know your light.
You really need to know your light, how to control light, and to be able to actually create what you want to create.
That's true, yeah.
Then you need to know light.
Yeah, and light is the essence of every image, because an image without light, what is that?
That is a very, very dark image.
Yeah.
Maybe not even an image.
Exactly. And photography comes from the Greek, and it means drawing or writing with light.
Yeah, writing with light, yeah. Light is the essence of photography, and if you know how to control your light and how to use light, I think then that's kind of key to have a personal to grow personally as a creative person. You need light. That is your tool in photography to create stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, and it is so much more than just snapping an image, but actually to move over to creating your images, which is really cool. We have channel number 4 open, it's not needed. We got a lot of friends here. We got people from Cologne, and Joel is here, Brazil as well, and we got Sweden represented by Eric right now, and Washington, D.C.
Cool.
Hello, that's cool. And New Orleans. I'm thinking about partying when I hear New Orleans.
Yes.
I know there's been a
good
huge
music, New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly. And even though they've gone through this terrible catastrophe with Katrina, but still you go back to Mardi Gras and happiness, and so that's kind of cool.
And then Brazil, I mean, for me, Brazil, that's happiness. That's,
yes.
That's,
that is for sure. And we got Denmark here as well with Renee, and Spain, San Diego, Hong Kong, Turin. We are from all over. We need to do this, really do this fun with flags.
We should do this fun with flags.
We should do this once.
Map, a world map, and one
Exactly.
person, but the only purpose is to put flags on that world map.
And we just put both Czech Republic and Austria.
Oh,
popped in.
Let me put it there.
The virtual version. But Academy.
Yes.
And Academy is a series of online video courses, and they're designed to both inspire but mainly educate and enable, I'd say, aspiring photographers. And who's not aspiring? I mean, even you are. Even though you're an old...
have a lot of beard and...
Yeah, and been around for... But I think when the day you stop aspiring, I mean, no, if you don't evolve, you
die.
You die, yeah. So
you
that's
always
good.
need to evolve, and I think that it's really important to push yourself to be inspired, to look at what other people are doing. I mean, as a photographer, you really... It's kind of lonely to be a photographer. You are always alone. But with Profoto Academy, at least I'm so thrilled to see, to look at all the other photographers, to see how they work and what they think is important and how they explain stuff. So,
and you are one of the educators.
Oh yes,
yes, you are,
which
is really cool for Profoto.
And I think that it's quite interesting to see the things I'm learning, learning out.
Teaching.
Thank you. Compared to what others are learning out, it's so many ways of learning light.
Yeah, and that's true. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, it's all about you end up in a situation. I mean, last night I was shooting. Since I'm shooting in the 5 arenas, the big arenas in Stockholm, they had one of the arenas. It's a classical. It's a globe. I think it's like the world's biggest spherical building. Oh. Still the biggest in the world, of being completely spherical. Yeah.
And you were there to shoot something? Or?
Yes, no. So it turned 30 years, and so there was a little party for the people that work in and with the arena, and I was shooting, but I was thrown in, and I had no idea what kind of lighting would they have. Would they have the ice hockey lighting, where it's like 1 million watts?
Because they do have that light.
They do have that light, or it's going to be more cozy because it's going to be party, and so it could be anything. So you really have to be prepared, and as a photographer, I have to take control over that situation and own that situation.
Even though it's stressful.
It's stressful. They say, okay, so we got 89 people. We want to take a group picture. Mr. Photographer, can you take this picture in 10 minutes? We'll gather everybody over there by the stage and we'll take the picture. And so this is where me as a photographer, they look at me and say, okay, you're the professional. We pay, you make a living out of this. So fix this, and that's really when without knowing the conditions, I quickly had to set it up and take the pictures, and this is where my understanding of light and me knowing light and still learning, but at least to a certain degree, I was able to quickly set up and decide, okay, so what do I want to do in this situation?
And I suspect that you had kind of confidence when you walked in there, because you know a lot about lights, and that gives you confidence to take on that.
Absolutely,
kind of
yeah. I mean, the CEO of the company that's managing these arenas and other people say, okay, they trust me to be in control. I can't tell them that. Oh, I don't know now. Wait a minute. If I'm not secure in myself or confident, then they will lose confidence, and then it's all big mess.
And I would actually say, maybe, I don't know if you agree with me, but I would say that there's 3 things that you as a photographer need to really know to be able to be in control.
Yeah.
Your camera, of course. You need to know how all the ins and outs of your camera.
Yeah.
You need to know how to communicate with people to get them to do what you want them to do, and light.
Yeah.
Those 3 things are, I mean, they are crucial for being a professional photographer.
That's true.
That is what they are paying you for. And often the customer don't know anything about light. They don't know that you have to be prepared. They have to know everything about that. So that is the 3 things for confidence, I think, as a photographer.
And I must say, I mean, I was part of the development of your core series, the fundamentals of lighting.
At Profoto Academy.
At the Profoto Academy, and I learned a lot. And some things was like, yeah, okay, I figured, I thought I knew that, but there were so many new things that I learned out of it, even though I had my years of as a photographer, But that really gives me the confidence to go in there and really own the situation, pop up the lights and decide, okay, what do I want to do? How do I want to expose my camera and so forth? And I could focus on the 89 people that were walking around like crazy hens. And okay, so am I going to stand up? I'm going to sit down? And then so where should I go, Mr. Photographer? And
Mr. Photographer.
Yeah, and then I can focus on managing that crowd, and I don't have to think about the technology, but that required.
We have talked about the basics, the really basic foundations of how you are supposed to use the camera to mix flash with light. Did you do the the 3-step process?
Absolutely.
So you started with the exposing for the background, and then
and yesterday I was very, very aware of what I did. Even I do this by instinct.
Yeah.
It's I've done it so many times. I practiced so many times that it becomes just like I have this muscle memory. It just automatically I go do, and then I count the clicks and then look at the shutter speed. No, too slow. Boop, 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 up, and then so it really helped me.
Yeah. Which episode did we talk about that? It was like 2 episodes ago or something like that.
So probably 2 episodes ago. 2 episodes ago.
It's really, really basic and simple,
but it's so powerful.
Yeah, it's the core of
and things is so easy when you actually do work that way.
So how many lights did you use to light those 89 or
89 people? 89 I used
people.
2.
2 lights.
2 lights.
2 Pro 10s with big giants or?
No, I used a fraction of a B1.
A fraction of a B1.
So I had to. I thought that I'll bring the Canons just because I can.
And Canons in for like
big the big guns. Yeah. So I brought the B1s and I set everything up and of course I mean it looks professional. I come there with my Profoto bag and I got my Profoto shirt on and cool black things. Then I pop it up and so that of course helps as well me as to look as a
their
professional.
Their experience of you as a photographer.
Yeah,
of course.
And then I popped it up and then it was kind of not so bright in there because they wanted to have a kind of a cozy environment in there. So I didn't use. I could have easily worked with the B10s or even potentially with 2 A1s. I so regret I didn't bring my 2 A1s. I only had 1 A1 that I had on camera to do the shots of the party.
Well, I'm quite sure that you will succeed perfectly with the 2 A1s, but maybe, I mean, still it looked cool when you had your big B1s.
Yeah.
Coolness factor for you there.
Absolutely, but it was really cool. So I enjoyed it, and but that's thanks to a lot of the knowledge that came out of the Profoto Academy.
Yeah.
And then of course, I mean, there is part of the whole academy. I mean, there's a heritage in Profoto. It's like 50 years of making flashes. So there's a lot of that knowledge that I pulled into those classes, and also we use really the best educators with yourself, Lindsay Adler, Gervant, and Hannah Cousins, etc. So we really tried to pull in experts in their different areas, and we also use the engineers and the tech guys over at Profoto to help and verify and lift up everything, to lift up the most important content. And that's also one thing with the academy courses is that it is premium content, so it's more focused on quality over quantity. So it's not 12 hours of someone trying to put on a softbox. It's like boom, 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 boom. Really.
I remember when I wrote the script for my course.
Yeah.
It's so packed with information. It's like I speak for like 20 seconds, and afterwards it's like, I hope they pause this and rewind because it's so packed with information.
There's a lot of good content in there, and also it's still, I think it's in an easy to follow format.
Yeah, absolutely.
And with some real life shoots.
Yeah.
In all courses there are real life shoots. Some are more spectacular than others.
Yeah, and some are
normal.
More normal, yeah.
Of course, whenever it comes to you, some of your shots were not so normal when we had to bring in 3.5 tons of sand.
You have to break out of your comfort zone, Anders. You have to. It has to hurt.
It has to hurt,
yes.
yeah.
Well, how do you get to Profoto Academy? I suppose it's like profoto.com/Profoto Academy, or.
Yes, exactly. It's profoto.com/academy, and they will take you there. And then you find these 1-hour courses, and then you have series as well, like the Fundamentals of Lighting series, then the 3 different 1-hour courses. You can buy them individually or the whole series. If you buy the whole series, you also get personal feedback.
Personal feedback.
And you also can be certified, so you send in a picture, and then the picture is evaluated after certain criteria, and there's personal feedback on what's good and what can be improved and what to think about for the next.
And can they be like, this is super good and this is not good, or I mean, on what level is the?
It's very, very honest, but constructive feedback.
Yeah.
So the purpose is to make people better image creators. But to be that, I mean, there are certain requirements. We don't just say that, oh yeah, awesome, great picture, and then there's a not so good picture. Then we rather focus on, okay, so what could you think of? I mean, what could you improve if you want to take that picture again? So that's, and then the personal feedback. So it's really easy, and you can basically shoot with any gear. It's not gear focused. All of them use Profoto, but all those theories and the ways to you work can be applied with whatever brand you're using.
Yeah, of course, it's
so
light.
Light is light, exactly.
Light is light.
So it doesn't matter if you're using. I don't know why you should, but there are people that so
use
other brands. Yeah, and then still you can learn about that. So then it's not only for Profoto users.
Well, I mean, in the course I did, I don't think I even talk about Profoto specific details. I mean, like you can zoom the head and you can do all those Profoto-ish stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the lights. So instead of talking about all those nifty Profoto details that still are there, but I mean, I don't speak about it in my course at all. Just, I mean, because it's not about Profoto. Sorry, Profoto is great, but I just
exactly.
Speak about
It's about the knowledge. It's about learning how light works, and really the kind of the core of photography.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And once you start learning to shape light, I mean, you start a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
With
there's no turning back when you start.
There is no turning back.
No.
But it's a good launching pad. It will make you more confident when you go out there and you get into these stressful situations where you have no idea what conditions you have. You have no idea how much time you have, and that's really when.
And I think one important thing for me, when I work with new assistants, what I see that they are learning really, really quick, it is actually they learn how to utilize the time you have. I mean, if you have like 10 minutes, what can you do on 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And what can you do on 20 minutes?
Yeah.
That you need to have that knowledge, and that is by practicing and being out there, of course.
Yeah.
But I think that is because everyone can do a super advanced shoot it all the time in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you only have 10 minutes, what can you do? You have to know what you can do on 10 minutes. And that is what I think that is really good when you are assisting, because then you learn how to utilize the time in the best way. Yeah. Actually, maybe that's the fourth.
Yeah, but I also I've heard one describing intelligence and IQ. I mean, you can measure how intelligent people are with different, but that's also all those tests are time related. So it's a matter of okay, so how you have a certain time, how many of these questions can you answer? So you need to have the time as a factor. Because if you have endless of time, everybody can solve those questions that you have. Yeah, so it's not about understanding them, but pushing in, I mean, in a short time. Can you answer these 30 questions? And that's kind of how they measure intelligence. And I think that's also one way you can measure light. How much can you do? I mean, how much the knowledge you have, do you have it accessible fast and you can actually act on it? So it's kind of lighting intelligence, LQ.
LQ.
So, yeah, so that's a new thing. What's your LQ?
Yeah, that's really good. We should do an LQ test.
Yes,
for people
for people who do an LQ test. That's a new thing, so watch out. Enough of Academy. I mean, I cannot emphasize it more. I would really recommend it. It has helped me to watching those, and also, of course, assisting and helping you out as well. Has learned me a lot of other tricks with.
And I learned a lot from you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good thing.
Now I know how to
dump a Pro 10.
Yeah, I saw this very interesting question here.
Yes.
Can you only have one? If you have only one softbox or stripbox, which one would you pick?
Yeah,
that's one question.
Yes, I think both of us would pick the same one.
Yeah, I know which one I would pick. So you know what I would pick. So I suppose
I know which I would. Let's
say it at the same time.
So do we only say the numbers? It's a softbox.
Yeah, it's a softbox.
And then we say the.
Okay, like this. Let's count down from 3 to 0. And on 0, we say the first number.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1,
2.
By 3. Yeah,
exactly. 2 by 3. Yeah.
Yeah. So the softbox I would pick if I had only one, it would be the 2 by 3 softbox. That is I think, the most versatile. You can do a lot of stuff with it. You can make money on it. I mean, you can do portraits. You can do a lot of stuff with it. I mean, of course, it would be cool to have one super big softbox, but then you can only make those super soft things, and it's kind of bulky and it's hard to have everywhere. So it's limiting your possibilities to create as much as possible. So the 2 by 3 for me is by far the most versatile softbox, size-wise and everything in all aspects.
Yeah, and you can do so many things with that. And maybe you show some of them.
Actually, the OCF 2 by 3 softbox.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Here, Didier, I dream about French or Spanish subtitles. I actually have good news for you. The Profoto Academy is just at the finishing stages of having a French site up and running. So the whole site, the content, subtitles, everything will be in French, but also the interface on the website will be in French. And my understanding was that it was supposed to be launched in January, but it's February now, right? Yeah. so maybe I just misunderstood it, and it was in February, because I am confused every now and then about these things.
Very seldom, though.
Very seldom, yeah. But it can happen. Even the sun has its spots.
It has to.
That's one spot. So I think any second now you when you go in, you will have it all in French. Peter makes a comment here about expensive courses, comparing with Creative Live and all the free stuff on YouTube. And yeah, that's true, but I think the difference, if you compare to some other, without naming anyone, but sometimes the classes, you go into a studio, you put the camera, and then you let the camera run for 8 hours, and then people do things. You need to have that time as well to sit and watch these 8 hours of movies, and you don't have that at Profoto. It's high quality productions, and it's really cut and really.
And the information that is said is, I mean, it's how should I put it?
It's based on physics.
Yeah, it's based on physics, and it's verified. I mean, it's no
nonsense.
If you look at
YouTube, for example, that could be
if you Google on YouTube, like how to make a portrait light, people will tell you in 10,000 different ways how to do it. And I promise you, if you watch, let's say, the fundamentals of light on the Profoto Academy, and then watch those YouTube tutorials, you will see or hear that they are talking a lot of home-brewed theories on how light works. Because and if you start to learn that kind of information, that is actually wrong, because they are so way out. A lot of them are really way off. Then you're gonna have trouble in the future, because you base your knowledge on something that doesn't add up in the end. So be careful out there.
Yeah.
And do watch it. I mean, it's great inspiration, but
absolutely
get the fundamentals first. Because
because if I would have acted on some of the learnings that you find on YouTube yesterday, it would have been a catastrophe. Because I mean, you have people saying, for example, stuff like the photons from the sun, they travel so far and they get softer as they travel the far distance. So therefore, the sun gives you the soft light.
Yes, that is one, and that is actually a paid course.
And it's even a paid course, yeah, you pay money for that.
And it's a lot of things about how depth of light works and I mean, a lot of people talk about recipes, like you do like this, put one there, and one there.
But if any
but
condition...
in the reality, you can't work by using recipes. You need to know what you are doing. You need to know what you want to create. If you don't have a vision that you are trying to create, you most certainly won't, get your personal style to it. You won't probably succeed at all, because recipes only work under very special conditions. So I do agree. It's interesting with all those free courses on YouTube and such.
It's kind of like cooking without knowing what temperature the stove is on.
Exactly.
Is it on 1 or 10 or 7 or 5? And they said, well, put this and keep it on the stove for 10 minutes. 10 minutes on power level 1 or 10 minutes on power level 10. Very different piece of meat from those two. So anyway, let's not go into any bashing.
Nope.
All we can say that go and check them out. They are really worth it. And Peter, for you especially, there is a gift at the end, so you can at least check them out and make your own decision, basically. That's what we're saying. But over to the topic of today, softboxes. Softboxes. So many softboxes.
Yes, there are.
There are many softboxes, and they are a lot of fun. And there are reasons why there are many different ones. But if we then start with Profotos and many other brands, they normally have different levels of softboxes. But if we look at the Profoto softboxes, they have OCF.
Of
softboxes.
Of camera flash.
Which are perfect, for on location. They're very portable.
And very light.
Yeah, very light, And then you have RFI softboxes.
RFI softboxes.
Which are a little bit more heavyweight, and they're the kind of the studio standard, I would say.
Yeah, this is really popular. I mean, everyone has these.
And then you have the HR, which are the kind of the heavy duty.
Yeah, it's heat resistant, right?
Heat resistant, exactly.
Heat resistant. And I'm showing these rings to exemplify those different softboxes.
And we'll come back to these rings.
Yeah, we will come back to the rings, and we will show different softboxes. But this was just to show.
But let's start from the kind of which is the most common one right now, at least, is the off-camera flash versions of softboxes, and they are designed to be really fast to mount and put together, easy to use on location. They're constructed in a lightweight material. All the rods and everything is lightweight, and you can still add different accessories to them, like soft grids, etc. But they also have like a fixed diffuser,
which is my favorite thing. Every time I use a softbox, OCF softbox, and the diffuser is fixed, it's like, I love that, because always have to put on the Velcro stuff with all the other ones, so it's really big time saver. Yeah, and
they are color coded, the rod, so it's easy to put which rod you match the red dot, rod with the red dot on the speed ring, and then boom. But you're going to show how to mount these and put them together very soon.
Yeah, the OCF softboxes. I learned that the B10 is an OCF flash. For me, it was like, Yeah. And then everything falls to place for me. It's like the B10 with a 2x3 softbox, for example, is perfect. But the B10 with a 4x6, it's like, but it isn't as OCF.
Exactly.
So the B10 is the OCF for the OCF line.
Exactly. So you have a certain products that are in the OCF line, which is the B2, it's the B10, and the B1X, and the B1 as well. So those are the off-camera flashes, and those are made to be easy to bring. I mean, they try to make them as lightweight as possible, and with that comes, of course, compromises.
Of course.
With anything like material, if you make it lightweight, you cannot have too heavy things on them and so forth. So there are certain compromises.
And that the diffusion, that you cannot remove it from the OCF ones. It's great that you can't, because then it's always there and perfectly fit, but at the same time you cannot remove it, so you can have that harder, more contrasty light as you can when you remove it from the RFI softboxes. So that's a compromise.
Exactly, yeah. And it comes in 4 different shapes. You have the
square one.
The square one,
not so many, but still a square one.
It's
2x2 square.
1x3 by 1x3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So square ones.
Yeah, square one, and then you have rectangular ones.
Oh, rectangular ones, like the 2x3.
The 2x3.
Yeah, 3x4.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
But there's there's only a 2x3 in OCF.
Oh yeah, OCF now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we're in OCF. And then you have a strip softbox, so it's a 1x3.
Yeah.
Which probably would be your second favorite.
Yeah, it is. The 1x3 OCF is my absolute
If you
favorite.
can take 2 softboxes, that would be the second one.
Yes, the 2x3 and the 1x3. 1x3 to make thicker lights and
exactly.
Strip lights, and OCF have, it is the 1x3, or is it any more?
Yeah.
Like 1x4 or?
No, it's only 1x3.
Yeah.
And then you have the octa.
Yeah, the round.
Yeah, roundish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 4 different shapes in the OCF, and that is the same with the RFI and HR, right? It's always 4 different shapes, I think. 4
different shapes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got a good suggestion here from David Henderson. Can we put a request in for an episode live, an Academy live episode on grip gear, like light stands, booms, and set safety? Oh,
that's so much to say, and I wanted to do that for so long. So that is a real good request.
But for that one, we probably need to head over to your studio.
Yeah, let's go to my studio. That we can.
Because you have like everything when it comes to that type of things.
I do.
Yeah, and I think that would be actually interesting to understand all the different types of light stands, for example. I mean, you have all the way from my favorites, like the nano stands and the really lightweight, and go all the way up to the real heavy-duty rock and roll stuff that you have.
Yeah.
I mean, and you have the whole range in your studio.
Yeah, I have a big range. There is bigger light stands that I do not own. There's like 100 kilo stands, but that's a really good suggestion. Yeah. And also about safety that you say here. Because it's a lot about safety, how to do stuff, how to use all those grips.
Keep on talking. I'm taking a note here.
Yeah, and power, how to use power in a correct way. There's a lot of stuff to say about it. I actually have on my homepage a movie about different light stands where I rant. I get so mad at some stands.
Is that in English or in Swedish?
Oh, sorry. It's in Swedish, the stupid Swedish language.
So let's do an Academy Live in English about that. And then you can rant again and make sure that we cover all this. Yeah. Thank you, David. That's a good suggestion.
How do you compare umbrellas to softboxes? I think we have talked about, we have answered that like 10 times, and this will be the 11th time because that is it's such a common question.
But everybody cannot sit and watch every single episode.
I don't say that. I said that it proves that this is a really
common question.
It's super common.
Yeah.
So the thing with, I would say, the thing with umbrellas. I mean, you have white umbrellas, you have silver umbrellas. White umbrellas you get less contrast. Silver umbrellas more contrast, right? But the thing is, the umbrellas are so easy to put together and run away with. They are really easy to carry. The softboxes is a little bit more tedious. The OCF's ones are really quick, but not compared to umbrella. Umbrella is the quickest one. Yeah. But with a softbox, you have those straight lines, which makes you have those shadows that you can paint with it in another way than you can with a umbrella. You can feather an umbrella too, but with a softbox you have a really straight line that you can create gradients, you can create stuff that is, I think, it's more versatile. I love umbrellas, but if I have the time to use a softbox, I will use a softbox.
You have more control, basically.
Yeah, more control, more possibilities.
Yeah.
Umbrellas, when it's really hectic and you don't have any time at all, use umbrellas. But when you have like 30 seconds more, then I'd go for a softbox.
And we got a question here from our friend Johan. What does RFI stand for? Thank you for that lead-in, because RFI, the kind of the studio standard for softboxes, it stands for recessed front, which means that they have. We don't have any of those. Why don't you pop over to your corner and show a recessed front?
I will.
And David is walking the Green Mile.
Yeah, let's take...
Dead man walking.
Here we have a typical 2x3 RFI with a recessed front. Okay? So this edge, this is the front, it's recessed. You have this edge, and then you have this shadow edge that you can play with when you're feathering. You get the light a bit more focused. Oh, I should be over here.
Or back.
Okay. So maybe. Do you see me now? Anders is the cameraman.
I'll move you a little bit back so that we see you. Yay!
Okay, sorry for that.
Now you can play around.
Yeah, so this is the 2x3 RFI. RFI stands for recessed front. What does the I stand for?
Good question. I don't.
Recessed front. I. Okay, we have
inwards,
to check that up.
Inwards.
Inwards. Yeah. I never thought about that. Well, it is the front.
Improved. Because it's
improved.
Because the line before that, it was only RF. So there's another line, an old line. So if you go to a studio with old softboxes, you might find RF softboxes. And this is now an RFI. And
I think that they are a little bit deeper, the RFIs, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they are very deep. So that's actually one of the benefits. They have a deeper shape than the old RF line.
Yeah. So the RFI stands for the recessed front. You have this edge that you can. It's really usable. You can use it when you're feathering in a much more controlled way than when you have the front out. But actually, you can move this diffusion material all the way to the front if you want to. In other words, you can control how much of a recess you want. That is good.
Yeah.
So I will go back to you, Anders, just to talk about, or should I go on with a softbox?
No, actually, why don't you hang around there? Because I don't think I have so much more to say about. I mean, if you look at the RFI, they come in all different types of shapes and sizes as well. So they have a deeper shape. They have slightly tougher material.
Yeah, this is like Kevlar. This is really, really tough, the material.
And they have removable diffusers. So double layered removable. So which means that with Velcro, you can pull them off if you want to.
Yeah, I will do that. And this will sound horrible. Sorry, guys. So this is a really tiny one. This is the 1x3. I will go closer so I can show you the inside of this tiny, cute softbox. But it's really good, really beautiful to create little tighter shadow edges. So inside here, if Anders will confirm that. Perfect. Inside you have the baffle, and all the softboxes have this baffle.
Or inner diffusion, because baffle depends on which part of the world you are in. Baffle has different meanings.
So here we have the inner diffusion / baffle.
Yeah.
Or just inner diffusion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the flash tube inside will light up this inner diffusion. That in turn will light up the outer diffusion, so you will have an evenly lit up surface.
That's also why even with the bigger softboxes, you can have flat front or other any flash, and it will still light up the whole.
Yeah. So
and there's a rectangular one now.
Now we have a rectangular one, exactly. So this is the 2x3, the rectangular one. And what is the difference between this one and this one? What will the effect be differently? The main thing is that this one, the small one, will create shorter shadow edges. In other words, it will feel harder because smaller source of light will create smaller shadow edges than this one. Bigger shadow edges. And if I go closer to the subject, of course, I will have even bigger shadow edges. So in other words, if I go really close with this one on a face, for example, it still will be really soft.
John Spikers here, he also mentions that the one that you're holding in your right hand, the 1x1x3, is one of his favorites for product photography.
This is really great for product photography. Yeah, it is. And actually, this is kind of a standard in my studio for many things with product photography. Many pictures of all the Profoto product pictures I use this one. So this is really great for product photography.
Yeah. So that was the square one, we had the rectangular one, and then you have strip ones, right?
Yeah, we have a strip. Let's have this huge strip here, the 1x6. Did you know, Anders, that the numbers is feet?
It's feet, yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 feet and 6 feet, 1 foot and 6 feet wide in this case. So in this case, the strip lights, you will have really, really long shadow edges, really wide shadow edges in this direction, and really short one in that direction. It's actually exactly the same width as this one. No, it's 1x3, a little bit wider, sorry. A super soft light and a hard light, both at the same time. And that is all about the directions of the shadows. The hard shadows will be, when you have it like this, in this direction, all shadows will be really, really hard, or not really hard, but hard-ish. And vertically, the opposite way, really, really soft. Like a shadow under a nose, for example. When you have it like this, the shadow under the nose will be really soft in this direction, but harder in that direction. And when you twist this, when you turn this, you can shape in which direction you want the softness to be. Really versatile, super cool. This is also really, this big one is really good for, I mean, full length light. If you want to have a kicker, for example, for a full body. And I have another strip light, a special one, not so common. I don't even know the name. It's a 1x5 times 3x5.
And what does it say? It has an A somewhere, right?
Yeah, RFA.
Asymmetrical.
Ah, recessed front asymmetrical. Look at this strange shape. So what should happen here? We have the flash in here. The flash tube will light this area up evenly and go darker downwards. And this will create a projected light image that is darker down here. Or if you turn it, darker up there. And why would you want that? Why would you want an asymmetrical light?
Well, like in my case, if I have a really beautiful face and really ugly pants.
Enhance the beauty
exactly.
and hide the ugly pants.
Exactly.
Exactly. So this creates this gradient. So you put maybe the face in the focus and let the rest go into darkness. That makes the whole image be more focused on the face. Like in Photoshop, when you lighten up a face, for example. This is what this one do. Let's see, the name was 1x5 times 3x5 RFA, as in asymmetrical.
And there are different versions of that one as well, because I mean, only on the RFI said there are 12 different models and 4 shapes, and so there are all different types of sizes, and so you just have to play around and find your own favorites. And if you don't want to buy each and every one of them, I recommend rent them.
Yeah, you can rent them because it's really cheap to rent and you can try them out.
Yeah, and find your favorites.
Yeah, and find your favorite. Actually, this is a HR. Should I continue to talk about the HR? I can do that.
Awesome. I mean, HR, that means heat resistant. So you can you only use them for continuous light like HMI or tungsten?
No. You can, of course, use them, these ones, for all flashes, of course. But they can use the HMI and the tungsten lights. And HMI light, you know, often used in film and such. The acronym HMI. Anders, what does that stand for?
Damn you, David, damn you. I just wanted to ask you that question. So the HMI stands for Hydra Argurum Medium Arc Length Iodide.
Hydra Argurum Medium Arc Length Iodine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that easy.
Yeah, that's...
So, but we call them HMI, right?
Yeah, HMI. So the Profoto had the HMI, the Pro Daylight, right? They are HMI lights.
Yes.
Really warm, and tungsten lights are even warmer. And then this material can stand the heat, and they have these nifty, cool little air vents that let the heat go up. So I suppose, is there a heat downwards? Yeah, it is. So you can let cool air come in there. So the HR are really good for those continuous lights when you're shooting video. But it works perfectly for flash, of course. Cool.
So why don't you show, do you have an OCF over there?
I have a OCF over here. Oh, this is like Santa Claus with all the packets. This is an
softbox
OCF.
heaven. So could you go a little bit closer and show how to assemble and mount the, how does it work?
Yeah, and of course the best way to do that is, am I visible, Anders?
Yes, but you can even go a little bit closer with the softbox. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so the rods
Perfect.
on the OCF are much lighter, and the sockets, you put this in like that, and then you put your thumb like this and just turn it up. It clicks in. It's really easy, all the way in like that. It's really easy to mount. So this one, the Octa has like 8 rods. It's supposed to have 8 because the word Octa means 8. So you see how easy it is to demount. Now it's fully demounted and you do not want to lose the rods.
You can take one step back.
One step back.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Okay, so I just put one in and click up. And I hear the sound click, and I do not want to lose the rods. Next one goes up, click in, and the next one. This is really fun video to watch, right? Full of action. I actually did a competition once in Sweden, Swedish Best Assistant, where this was one of the grenar, how do you say that in English?
One of the
things you should do to be the best Swedish assistant.
Yeah, put together softboxes.
Yeah, put together softboxes as quick as possible. So now I have assembled all the 8 rods, and I just put these flaps on to make the light stay inside. You do not want the light to go backwards, ruin our contrast. There we go. So the OCF softbox 2 Octa round, and what will be the difference between this one and, let's say, let's take the small one again. What will be the difference between these two? First of all, the penumbras, the shadow edges. The penumbras will be equally wide in all directions when you have a round light source. Okay, so let's say the shadow on the neck will be equally wide everywhere. And that is symmetrical, and people find that pleasing. For this one, it's a little bit higher than wide, not so much, so you won't notice any difference. But diagonally, this one in this direction, that is a lot more. You will have bigger penumbras diagonally than horizontally. So you can see a difference even though it's square. A round one, the penumbras will be equally wide in all directions. Another difference is the reflection, of course. The reflection in the eye, you will have a round reflection. Some people love that. Like when you draw manga, you have really big round reflections. Square one or rectangular one, you will have squared or rectangular reflections in your eyes. So if you shoot products, let's say that you shoot a wine bottle and you want to have a reflection on the wine bottle. If you have a round light source, your reflection will be roundish, they won't be symmetrical. They will bulge out everywhere and look kind of funky. So for products, I would absolutely recommend straight lines like this.
And you see, John Spikers here comment that the OCF modifiers together with the B10s are so good to work with on location, fast and plenty of light. So I would agree. They are really lightweight, and of course, if if you yourself or an assistant is holding a B10 with an Octa on a pole stand or a monopole and so forth, then it's really easy to work with.
Yeah, this is super easy.
Yeah. or super light as well.
Yeah.
And what about the RFIs? Do you have any special tricks on an RFI when you put together? Because I know there are a lot of people are asking questions on that they now again, the OCF are really simple to put together, and the RFI are a bit more difficult.
Yeah. So the RFI softboxes a little bit more sturdy, little bit more power in the rods, so they can be more.
You can go even closer.
They can be kind of tricky.
Yeah, there you go.
There I am. So I will disassemble this. The trick is to get this rod to be straight. It needs to be straight when it comes out of the ring here. So I take my hand like that, I put my thumb here, and I lift this up. So the rod will be straight, okay, boop. And then it's actually really easy to just push out, and it's loose. Third one, push out, loose, and this one is already loose. Yeah. So the RFI has this color-coded rods. So this one is blue, and then you just look for the blue dot on the ring. Here I have a blue one, so I start with that one. I put the blue in the blue, and take the next one these one are all blue. So I just put the next one in the next blue hole, blue dot there. The next one, I put my thumb like this.
A little bit down.
A little bit down, put my thumb like this, and I put it in the hole and I raise it up so it's straight, and then it goes in. And the fourth one is always the most hardest one, but still the same trick. Blue in a blue hole, put it up and lift up, and it goes in.
And also, if you look at how David is holding the ring, the one thing is that some people I see them, they grasp by the rubber ring.
Okay, up here.
Yeah, and they hold it like that, and they try to pull and push, and sometimes the rubber ring can go off, especially on the OCF, etc. So try to avoid holding it by the rubber, but holding it like David does, properly on the speed ring, the metal part of the speed ring.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of people here asking about the big umbrella in the back. It is a 3-meter giant, like John guessed. So it is a 3-meter giant parabolic, and it's not a softbox.
It's not a softbox, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
So now we've seen how to put them together. I
can give another tip on. Sometimes they can be really hard to disassemble, actually. This one can be a pain in the hand, pain in the knee, so on. So I will show you what I used to do when I cannot remove it, because this one can be really, really hard.
So now this is an RFI.
This is an RFI.
And the RFIs, you can use them on the OCF products like the B10 or the B1 and so forth.
Exactly.
Right.
So you see the rods here are really, really massive. It's like 1 centimeter rods out here. So this is more tricky to bend as you want. So if I put it on the ground like this, and I first I try to get it straight. I put my hand here and I push this down so the angle will be straight, and then I can pull this out like that. So now this will work perfectly because this softbox has been used a lot, so will be easy to disassemble. But when this doesn't work, I will show you.
If you have like a 5-foot octa or something really big, that's a good tip. Yeah.
So now I will show you the most ugly way of doing it. This is so embarrassing, but it works. So you go inside it.
Now, people, this is unrehearsed. I have no idea what he's going to say.
This is totally unrehearsed.
We do not know. So any comments or anything expressed by the characters in this movie do not represent Profoto.
Exactly. This has nothing to do with Profoto. But when these ones are new, they can be really, really hard. And this is the last resort way, okay? Then you go inside it like this.
Maybe go a little bit closer.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, or not that, yeah.
Because I will go inside it, I need to be really far away.
Okay.
I will remove the outer diffusion, I will remove the inner diffusion, just like this. I remove the Velcro like that. Now I will go inside. When I do that, I take my left arm holding the ring in a sturdy grip like this, and the right arm, I grab it on the rod, and I go in. I push my elbow I don't know if this will be visible, but I push my elbow here. Then you have a lot of power to make the rod straight. You get it really straight there. Elbow and pull. This will disassemble any softbox.
Ooh.
Inside, hand, elbow. It's like kung fu.
Especially when you have like the 5 foot or 6 foot or even 7 foot octa, then that's really yeah. So that's a good tip. So okay, you can listen to that tip.
So I will try to assemble it the same way. Yeah, it worked just fine. So that is the last resort way, the kung fu way with the elbow thing to get that rod to be really straight. Then you can just pull it out.
Yeah, because there are a lot of people here commenting, Hector and Alex, about the 5 foot octa, for example, that they are struggling with that. So get in there
get the rod, hold the ring, elbow, pull out.
Yeah.
Next ring, elbow, pull out. Next ring, push. So the kung fu way.
Yeah, they say actually they fight with the 5 foot octa, so now fight more.
Cool.
Yes.
There we go.
I think that's it. I think it's time for you to come back to home base.
I go back to home base.
Back where you belong. RFI, recessed fighting improved. Yeah, that's John, that's a new abbreviation for the RFI, or meaning.
Recessed fighting improved,
Yeah, that's so true. Kung Fu approach works.
Yeah.
Yeah, when violence doesn't work, then do it harder.
Yes.
And so yeah, we brought the different rings just to show them maybe that the OCF one.
OCF one. Small, lightweight.
Yeah.
And the only OCF products work on the OCF ring. They do not work on the RFI.
No.
But the RFI works on the HR.
Yes. But then again, you have in the HR's series, you have some odd sizes that do not match up with the holes. There's some extra holes on the HR. And so again, try to use, you need to use the right speed ring for the right type of softbox. So if you have an RFI softbox, you need to have an RFI speed ring. But you can use, once you have the softbox and the speed ring matched, you can use them on any flash. Unless it gets too big, like the 4x6, it's too big and too heavy, so it will have a trouble with some of the OCF products, like the B10, for example.
Yeah.
Where we recommend 3x4 is probably the biggest you should have on the OCF product. Cool. So we had the OCF RFI has a black outer ring.
Yeah.
And then the HR is completely in aluminum.
Yeah. But it has some text, strip, R4, strip, so you have some guidance to where to put the rods depending on what kind of modifier you are putting on.
Yeah.
So that is so true. I think that the Profoto should make a snooze dose ring because it's like the A1 sized. Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's time for the gift. All these people have been so patient and listening to us. We do have a gift for you guys. And for you guys, if you go into profoto.com/academy, there is one course called the Distance, Direction and Shape, the Basic Foundations of Light, which is truly the foundation.
Yeah, it is really the foundation. Everything is based on that.
Exactly, and you use the promo code "See the Light" in one word. See the light in one word. You will actually get that course for free.
That is a really good tip. You are changing the world, Anders.
Yes. So see the light. Go and get that distance, direction, shape, 100% off. And then and look at it and tell us what you think. You can tell us here next Wednesday. We'll be back. If you don't like it, tell us. If you like it, tell us as well. And there you see a little bit. You get a hint of how the other ones. Well, that one is slightly shorter. It's not a full hour course, and the production on the courses and the series are a little bit higher end, where we actually go out and we have models and stuff like that, and 3.5 tons of sand and goats and what have you.
For how long is this See the Light promo thing?
At least February out, unless someone is stuck somewhere where they cannot use it, then I have the full authority to extend it a couple of days or two, so that I want to make sure that everybody gets it, because even starting with that, I think John mentioned earlier here that learn how light works, not how other people light.
Ooh, that is good.
That's a very smart saying.
Yeah.
And it's so true. And I think we touched the camera, because now we're kind of all screwed here. So
sorry.
We're kind of whoop. Yeah, so let's get closer here. Now we're in the middle, or you need to come closer to me.
I
come over, scoot over.
Now we are in the middle.
Exactly. So we don't want to move the camera.
No, but it's all angled, tilted.
Exactly. There we go. Now we're back. Now we're in the middle. Nobody saw anything.
No, but nobody saw us move strangely. Cool. So there was this question from Andy Foster. Hello, Andy. About these things that all the stuff are hanging on, and as you can actually see the cup here. I'm trying to point. This is really
there.
This looks strange.
No, if you remove, it's right there. Oh, it's so
there. Yeah, it's like a cup. And
yeah,
I think
it's 100 millimeter metal tubing or cup, and then it's just a screw and drill into the wall. Yeah. So these are custom made. You can't buy them, but you can buy. The key thing is anything with 100 millimeter, and then drill it into the wall, and then everything fits on really well.
Yeah, you can 3D print it. It's like make a cylinder, 100 millimeter, 10 centimeters high.
Yeah.
Press print. Wait for 40 hours, and you will have one.
David is asking if the diameter of all these soft boxes is the same, and it is. Yeah, so they're all using the 100 millimeter diameter on all light modifiers. So you can switch and combine them in any way. So I think that's it. If there are any. With the softbox face down on the floor, push and pull the rods works easily. Yeah, it does.
That is a really good tip. I didn't show that because I forgot it.
Yeah, you did when you push down. You did that.
Yeah, I just did it without talking about it. Yeah.
No, you did talk about it as well.
I did. Okay. Yeah. Because when you push it down, the rods get straight, and then you can pull them out. So push down, pull out.
Yeah. Let's see. Very informally, we'll try to watch next week, Jonathan. And if you missed something in the beginning, all these episodes are actually, if you go into where you are right now, I think Profoto's Facebook page, you'll find all 32 episodes actually there, so you can watch them. And they're also available on Profoto's YouTube channel, so you have all the different episodes, and you can pick, whatever topic you find interesting, if it's HSS or so forth. And then you can use it, and you can watch them, and you can fast forward past our when we're blabbering. Sometimes we do that, I'm sorry, but we have a lot of fun. Yeah.
We have a question from Alex. I have an Electrum Octa that I kind of love. Can I fit it on a Profoto OCF Speedring, or do I need an adapter?
Yes, so actually there is, for the Electrum, there are these type of rings for the RFI series. You have all different kinds of, for Bowens, Electrum, and so forth, all different types of settings. So if you have flashes from other brands, you can still use the soft boxes from Profoto. So those are available. But that's only for the RFI line. They do not have, like the OCF products, these are only available for Profoto. They have not made these with different mounts, and that's mainly because of the lightweight and the size, and some of them they were not able to create, so they decided to skip that. So if you want to have that, then it's the RFI line if you want to use other brands.
And the other way around is if you want to put an Electrum on a Profoto.
Then you would have to talk to Electrum if they make an adapter. We do not make an adapter for that.
No, I understand.
HR ring fits the B1X 500. Absolutely, Alex. It does fit. So they all, HR, RFI, OCF, all fits on the B1X.
Yeah. Michael Moon, late.
Yes.
Watch it from the beginning.
But if you said you saved yourself, they're gonna watch later, then you're okay. Then you're forgiven. So anyway, don't miss out on this one. See the light in one word. Go to Profoto Academy. Use that promo code when you're checking out. There's a question. Do you have a promo code? Enter it there, and it's for free. Go and check it out. I think you will like it, and you'll get a taste, a kind of flavor of what the Profoto Academy is all about. With that, I don't have anything else besides asking you to. Can you just repeat so everybody got it? Besides John, he knows what HMI stands for. But what was it called again?
Hydra Gugu Gugu Metal
Medium
arc
length
iodine.
Iodide. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
But I do know that the first word, the Hydra Guga Guga, means liquid fluid.
Yes.
No, liquid silver.
Liquid silver,
Same
exactly.
as mercury. So maybe that it is maybe mercury. I don't know, but.
Oh yeah, maybe it's mercury based. Yeah, inside.
Mercury based, but I know there's lights that are mercury based.
Look at it. He made a snuff volcano there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you so much, everybody, and thank you for showing up from all over the world. From we had people from India and everywhere. I mean, I can't even remember all of you guys. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and being loyal. We love that.
Thank you so much for all the questions, really good ones.
Exactly.
We love the questions.
Yeah, and we love that you're active here and ask questions, and we try to answer them as honestly as we can. And if we don't know, then we'll promise to come back. And also do like David did, ask for topics that you want us to cover, like he came with a request on the studio gear and also how to work with a knife in studio and light stands and booms and so forth. So we'll put together an episode on that. So we'll definitely do that because I think it's good to understand all the different types of light stands and when to use what and why. So I think I tried to scroll all the way up. Questions and if we have missed something, we will check the comment field and we will be there and answer your questions. So if you're watching this offline, maybe tomorrow, or actually if you watch it tomorrow, it's today, and you're watching yesterday's broadcast, we will still continue monitoring these, and we try even go back to episodes 5 and so forth. Yeah. And so because we do notice that some episodes, like the episode 5, How to Light the Face, I think it has like 247,000 views now. And so it's like 250,000 people have watched it. And as people, and this was done in May, June.
Okay, so I suppose it's questions there that maybe we haven't.
No, so I go in there and monitor because I get a notification every time someone asks a question there. So I try to go through and make sure that we capture questions.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Awesome. So with that, I'd like to say thank you, David, for being here.
Thank you, Anders.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, guys, and see you all next week.
Yes, see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.